The 14th century was a period of great upheaval and transformation in England. It was a time of war, plague, and social unrest, but also a time of great intellectual and artistic ferment. England was ruled by Edward III, an ambitious king who waged war against France in what would become known as the 100 Years' War. This conflict had a profound impact on English society, both in terms of its economic and social consequences. The 14th century also saw the rise of a new class of merchants and traders who benefited from the growing trade between England and the continent. This new wealth led to the growth of towns and cities and the emergence of a new urban culture. In the middle of the 14th century, England was struck by the Black Death, one of the most devastating pandemics in human history. The plague, which is estimated to have killed between a third and a half of the population of Europe, had a profound impact on English society. The Black Death led to a shortage of labour, which gave peasants and labourers more bargaining power. This in turn led to social unrest as peasants demanded higher wages and better working conditions. The plague also had a profound impact on religious beliefs. The widespread death and suffering caused many people to question their faith and led to a decline in the authority of the church. Despite the turmoil of the 14th century, it was also a time of great literary creativity in England. The English language was undergoing a period of rapid development, and a new generation of writers emerged who wrote in the vernacular rather than in Latin or French. One of the most important literary developments of the period was the emergence of the verse romance, a genre of literature that told stories of love, chivalry, and adventure. These romances, which were often based on French or Arthurian legends, were popular among the nobility and the growing middle class. Another important literary genre of the time was the religious allegory, which used symbolic characters and events to teach moral or spiritual lessons. These allegories, which were often written in verse, were popular among both the clergy and the laity. It was in this context that Geoffrey Chaucer, one of the most important figures in English literature, was born. Chaucer, who lived from around 1343 to 1400, was a poet, author, and civil servant who is best known for his collection of stories, the Canterbury Tales. Chaucer was born into a middle-class family in London and received a good education. He served in the royal court in various capacities, including as a diplomat and a controller of customs. Chaucer's work is characterized by its wit, realism, and psychological insight. He was a master of characterization, and his portraits of medieval life are both vivid and enduring. Section 5. The Canterbury Tales, a tapestry of medieval life. Chaucer's most famous work, the Canterbury Tales, is a collection of stories told by a group of pilgrims who are travelling from London to Canterbury to visit the shrine of St. Thomas Becket. The pilgrims come from all walks of life, and their stories reflect the diversity of medieval society. The Canterbury Tales is a masterpiece of storytelling. Chaucer's characters are vividly drawn, and their stories are both entertaining and thought-provoking. The tales provide a fascinating glimpse into the lives, beliefs, and values of people in 14th century England. Section 6. Chaucer's enduring legacy. Chaucer's work had a profound influence on the development of English literature. He was one of the first major writers to use the English vernacular, and his work helped to establish English as a literary language. Chaucer's influence can be seen in the work of many later writers, including William Shakespeare, who borrowed from Chaucer's characters and themes. Section 7. The father of English literature. Chaucer is often called the father of English literature because of his significant contributions to the development of the English language and literary tradition. He played a crucial role in shaping the direction of English literature, paving the way for future literary giants. Section 8. Chaucer's influence on language. Beyond his literary contributions, Chaucer's impact extended to the English language itself. His writings helped to popularize Middle English, a transitional form of English that bridged the gap between Old English and Modern English. His rich vocabulary and innovative use of language contributed to the development of a more standardized form of English. Section 9. Conclusion. Chaucer's timeless appeal. Chaucer's works continue to be read and enjoyed by people all over the world today. His timeless tales of love, loss, and the human condition continue to resonate with readers centuries after they were written. Chaucer was a master storyteller who captured the spirit of his age. He was a keen observer of human nature, and his work provides us with a fascinating glimpse into the lives of people who lived in a time very different from our own.